What's up YouTube, Ace Trainer Luke here, and welcome back to our Radical Red version 4.0 Hardcore Nuzlocke. This is a difficulty ROM of Pokemon Fire Red that is meant to simulate elements of competitive Pokemon into a playthrough. Last time we took on a gauntlet of gym leader rematches and then cleared Koga to claim our 6th gym badge. We're officially into late game and there are only a few major obstacles left before the Elite Four. We make our way to Cinnabar Island and get ambushed by May outside of the Pokemon Mansion. Her team features a Mega Blaziken that wants to Swords Dance up and then sweep your team after a couple of speed boosts. In Radical Red, you get access to Sevian eggs from one of Professor Oak's aides. Our first Sevian egg was a Sevian Noivern that has seen quite a lot of play, including a lot of the major fights that we've showcased throughout this series. Our second Sevian egg is a Sevian Zebstrika that overall isn't nearly as strong as Sevian Noivern, but with electric and ice typing is really good in this fight. Using Cinccino and Azumarill, we're basically able to manipulate May into a position where her Magnetric thunderbolts into our Lightning Rod Sevian Zebstrika, and this effectively ends the battle. At +1 special attack, May doesn't have anything that can stand up to Bolt Beam stab moves. Next, Price is hanging out at the entrance to the Seafoam Islands. As you would expect, he has a mono ice team rounded up by Mega Glalie, and the battle takes place in permanent snow. Normally, this is a tough fight, but we have picked up a Price Killer as one of our encounters in a Lowland Sandslash. All that needs to happen here is we use Infernape to clear the lead focus Sash Jinx, switch into a Lowland Sandslash on the Walrein, set up 3 Swords Dances and 3 layers of spikes, and then sweep his team with Iron Head. We make our way back to Cinnabar Island and find Jasmine inside the Pokemon Research Laboratory. This fight was a nightmare to plan for, as Jasmine can have 3 possible teams, and all her teams will be rounded up by her ace Mega Aggron. We draw her team that leads with Steelix. This is a support-oriented Steelix that aims to cause disruption by setting up Stealth Rocks and roaring your team around. Skarmory is our solution here. It can taunt Steelix to prevent it from getting up to any of its shenanigans. We can then pivot into our Gyarados to apply some offensive pressure with Scald. After getting taunted, Steelix pivots out into Duraludon. This thing is really hard to switch into with its dual stab plus Thunderbolt for coverage. Magnezone can deal with it, but we need to make sure it doesn't switch out, so we use Magnet Pull on Magnezone to trap the 2 steel types in together. After a few turns, Magnezone gets off a slow Volt Switch to position Camerupt in front of whatever Jasmine wants to bring in next. Aegislash comes out and Camerupt will take a lot of damage from this thing, but that would give us the opportunity to Mega Evolve and remove it from play with Lava Plume. I decide that the trade is worth it instead of having to play a careful game around Aegislash. After Aegislash goes down, Steelix comes back out. Skarmory is an easy pivot here. We can click Defog to get rid of the Stealth Rock Steelix set on switch-in, taunt it, and then go back into Gyarados. Jasmine pivots her Steelix out once again, this time into her Choice Band Melmetal. Gyarados uses Protect to scout for Thunder Punch, and then we can take our free switch into Mega Camerupt. Melmetal can't touch us since it's locked into Thunder Punch, and Camerupt uses the time to click Slack Off to heal up before eliminating Melmetal with Lava Plume. Steelix shows itself for a 3rd time, and we utilize the same pattern of play with Skarmory and Gyarados. The end result is Jasmine pivoting out into her Durant and Camerupt claiming another kill. After Durant goes down, Steelix finally surrenders to Gyarados, which just leaves Jasmine with her Mega Aggron, which Golisopod can 1v1. Despite being the 7th gym leader, Blaine is actually the easiest gym leader we've seen yet. This is because of the 10% Politoed we got as an encounter. Pairing Politoed with some Swift Swim Pokemon along with some bulky pivots creates an almost guaranteed win condition. After beating Blaine, Radical Red directs you to Cerulean Cave. We're going to be in this cave a while as there's a lot to do here. The first floor is filled with Team Rocket Grunts. A balanced team with good Pokemon will get you through the grunts, and make sure to delay your encounter. We'll get to that in a little bit. On the second floor, you fight a back-to-back versus Archer and Ariana. Each of their Mega Pokemon are huge threats that we've seen before. On Archer, Snorlax does its job against Mega Houndoom, but on Ariana, Incineroar meets its end with a Play Rough crit from Mega Mawile. Consequently, this also caused me to lose my Rillaboom. Bad losses to be sure, but hopefully it's late enough in the game that we can make do. After the back-to-back with Archer and Ariana, you come to Giovanni 3. And we're going to need to use everything we've learned so far if we want to have a shot at making it past the final Team Rocket boss. This fight is a tag battle with Lance, meaning we can only choose 3 of our own Pokemon to bring. Lance leads off with a Dragapult that can immediately get OHKO'd by Giovanni's lead Tapu Lele. This forces us to run Life Orb Poltergeist on Sevian Noivern to be able to outspeed an OHKO Tapu Lele. Poltergeist is only 90% accurate, but it's a risk we must take for this fight. Since Scrafty has Intimidate, we need to run an overly powerful super effective move, and Tapu Lele is too bulky on the special side for us to remove it that way. Poltergeist does land, securing the knockout on Tapu Lele, and Scrafty hits Sevian Noivern back with a knockoff, bringing us to extremely low HP. Tyranitar comes out to replace the fallen Tapu Lele. We protect with Sevian Noivern in the hopes that both of Giovanni's Pokemon will target us, prioritizing seeing a kill. Tyranitar does hit into our protect. Dragapult U-turns out, and the Dialga that comes in gets hit with a knockoff from Scrafty. The next turn, I pivot Sevian Noivern out. This fight is very much only about winning and not preserving Pokemon at this point in the run, but I might need Sevian Noivern as a sack later in the fight. Aqua Breed Paldean Tauros comes in for Sevian Noivern, dropping an Intimidate on Giovanni's physical attackers. Lance does something useful, and Dialga outspeeds and kills Tyranitar. Scrafty then lands a Drain Punch into the Dialga, bringing it down to about half health. Giovanni's Ace Mewtwo comes in, and this is where things get unfair. This is Mega Mewtwo Y, but instead of Mega Evolving immediately, Radical Red makes you fight Mewtwo in base form first, and then once it faints, it immediately Mega Evolves on the field. This effectively gives Giovanni 7 Pokemon to the 3 that we were allowed to bring. To explain how we're going to survive basically what is a 3v7, we're taking a quick break for story time. Our first run in Radical Red gave us a diverse set of encounters, some good and some not. Insert Deerling that was so useless I never even evolved it. I learned a lot about how to better encounter map in this game, should attempt one fail and I run it again. An example of this is our Safari Zone encounter, which you have all not seen yet. After I picked it up, I was sure it was going to be good. But this Pokemon has failed to bring any value to any fight so far. But it only takes one fight for a hero to be born. Giovanni 3 is one of, if not the single hardest fight in the game, and a large part of it is this Mega Mewtwo Y. There isn't really anything outside of Dark types that can stand up to Expanding Force, and if you bring a Dark type, Scrafty will hit it with Drain Punch, or Mewtwo will hit it with Aura Sphere. The only real solution is to have a Pokemon that is immune to Expanding Force and can stand up to fighting type moves at least reasonably well. And thus, I present you with a Radical Red one-hit wonder that is Iron Jugulus. A base stat total of 570 and dual typing of Dark Flying make it our only possible solution to this part of the fight. We pivot Aqua Breed Paldean Tauros out into Iron Jugulus to take the incoming Psychic type move, while Dialga hits Mewtwo with Dragon Pulse for reasonable damage, and Scrafty hacks away at Dialga with another Drain Punch. The next turn, Mewtwo sends Dialga to the grave with Aura Spear, and then immediately dies to the Dark Pulse Iron Jugulus sends its way. This prompts the Mega Evolution to activate, and Mega Mewtwo Y takes the field. Scrafty rounds out the turn by hitting our Iron Jugulus with Ice Punch. Thankfully, because of the Intimidate from earlier, we don't take that much damage from it. Lance sends out his Dragapult to replace Dialga. Since Dragapult is the fastest thing on the field, and I'm reasonably confident that at least one of Giovanni's Pokemon will target my Iron Jugulus, I decide to protect. The worst case is Lance loses a Pokemon, but not before getting some damage down, and the best case is both of Giovanni's Pokemon hidden to protect, and we get a free turn. Dragapult U-turns into Mega Mewtwo Y, getting half damage down. Mega Mewtwo Y hits into Iron Jugulus's Protect, and Scrafty lands a knockoff into Lance's incoming Salamence, doing almost no damage. Keep in mind this Scrafty is now at -2 attack, so it being on the field is helping us in this double battle. Salamence Mega Evolves and then immediately gets obliterated by Mega Mewtwo Y. The only good thing here is this gives Iron Jugulus a free Dark Pulse, and we can finally remove the Psychic type Demon. Scrafty then launches another Ice Punch that Iron Jugulus shrugs off easily. Dragapult comes back out as Lance's last Pokemon, and Giovanni has 2 remaining Pokemon in the back. Celesteela coming out now would be worst case for us, but instead Excadrill comes out, giving us a relatively free switch in back into our Paldean Aqua Breed Tauros. Dragapult and Tauros shrug off intimidated attacks from Scrafty and Excadrill respectively, and Dragapult launches a flamethrower into Excadrill for super effective damage. Aqua Breed Paldean Tauros is threatening huge hits into both Excadrill and Scrafty, but what I am most concerned about is the Celesteela waiting in the wings. We let Dragapult finish off Excadrill and hide behind a substitute that after 3 intimidates, Scrafty is unable to break. With substitute up, Celesteela isn't threatening an air slash kill on my Aqua Breed Paldean Tauros, and Lance and I double target Celesteela down, once again ignoring the Scrafty. Celesteela does survive and goes for Autonomize, boosting its speed. But this doesn't matter because the next turn, Aqua Breed Paldean Tauros picks up Celesteela with a priority Aqua Jet, and from there, Dragapult and Tauros can easily 2v1 Scrafty. With Giovanni cleared, the confidence level for the success of the run goes way up, but we're not done in Cerulean Cave just yet. After disbanding Team Rocket and forcing them to clear out of Cerulean Cave, revisit the cave and you'll find this NPC who asks you if you'll help with his training. If you accept his challenge and defeat him, he gives you a Kubfu which you can evolve into one of the 2 Urshifu forms as a reward. This gift counts as your encounter for Cerulean Cave, which is why we delayed the cave encounter until now. This trainer is known as Black Belt Ketchum, and while his team does look terrifying, it's relatively tame. Ketchum leads with an Assault Vest Azumarill, but Mega Venusaur resists every single one of its moves. After Azumarill goes down, Urshifu Rapid Strike comes in and immediately falls to a Giga Drain from Mega Venusaur. Mega Aggron is next, and this is the only Pokemon we need to be somewhat careful around. Camerupt is the answer here, but we have to play a slow game, utilizing moves like Yawn and Slack Off. Mega Aggron switches out after being put to sleep, and Ketchum sends in his Choice Scarf Dracozolt. We protect with Camerupt to scout for which move it locks into, and seeing Earthquake, pivot freely into our Levitate, Sevian Noivern. Dracozolt is now walled by Sevian Noivern, so it pivots out into Urshifu's Single Strike. This Pokemon is extremely threatening, but we have one of the best answers in Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing can even run Protect plus Leftovers because of neutralizing gas, turning off Unseen Fist. After Urshifu Single Strike falls to Galarian Weezing, Ketchum's Poison Heal Gliscor comes out. This Pokemon requires patience to deal with, but if properly accounted for is no problem. Sevian Noivern with Ghost typing plus Levitate walls Gliscor's offensive options of Facade and Earthquake. This Gliscor does have Roost and is holding a Toxic Orb which makes it difficult to remove. The first part of our plan is to trap it in with Spirit Shackle. This ensures that Gliscor cannot switch out. After that, we use Screech until Gliscor is at -6 defense. Since it is trapped in, Gliscor now has no way to reset its stat drops, and after a number of turns, Sevian Noivern can remove it with just 1 Spirit Shackle. With only 2 Pokemon left, Ketchum sends in Dracozolt to Bolt Beak Sevian Noivern. After confirming Bolt Beak by using Protect, we pivot into Camerupt, which is immune. From here, Camerupt can spam Lava Plume to catch Mega Aggron should it want to switch in, and then we secure the victory. After the Cerulean Cave saga, there's not much left to do. We've unlocked almost the entire Kanto map, collected most of our encounters for the game, and the only gym remaining is the very first gym we saw just 1 town up from Palatown where we began our journey. In Radical Red, Claire is filling in as the Viridian City gym leader. Hope you guys enjoy. The Naganadel has a Life Orb and Nasty Plot. Nothing can really switch into a +2 Draco. And then it has Sledge Wave for Fairy types if you want to go that route. And it also has Flamethrower for Steel types. So it's really, really tricky, but this should be Aerodactyl lead. We are going to use the Urshifu that we just picked up. I think after scoping out this fight, not only this fight, but also the Elite Four, you can get either Urshifu, but you should always go Rapid Strike, pretty sure. I think Surging Strikes hold a lot more value than almost anything else. Alright, this is the first big juncture. Does Clara want to switch or not? She does not. That makes things so much easier in the grand scheme of things. Oh my god, that does a lot of damage, by the way. Alright, 1 Surging Strikes and 2 Surging Strikes. Now we can use Urshifu and back up into other mons if we need to. The most scary scenario was definitely that thing switching out and going from there. Okay, this is hard. I mean, we've done all our prep. It's just here. We're gonna try to burn this thing. This is Wide Lens Will-O-Wisp. We still can miss. But Will-O-Wisp's accuracy is a lot more increase when holding a wide lens. And we do hit. My heart was jumping for a little bit there. 7% chance for things to just go really badly. Okay, I've calced all this. If it stays in now, I think we can win. I'm gonna Spirit Lock. It's a third Dragon Dance. It's enough damage for Stone Edge to kill for sure. Okay, I was kind of hoping to see Dragon Dance a third time there. Because if I had known I was going to go for this, I actually would have roosted it off. It's fine. And actually, like, funnily enough, I kind of would have preferred to miss there, I think. It's whatever. It's kind of niche, but this thing was there to beat Dragonite. We didn't use rock moves right off the bat because that's weakness policy, so... I don't know what move this is gonna be. I think we just gotta go here though. There's no point in calcing because it could be a lot of moves, but I'm not really sure what I want to see. This thing is bad company, so it's not gonna get special attack drops from Draco Meteor. That's the whole gimmick here. I can spam those freely. Let's see what it wants to go for. Steel Beam. And I don't think it takes recoil from that thing either. It's a bit unlucky. If Snorlax gets crit here, it could definitely die. Let's obviously protect once for leftovers. I honestly think that might have been like a low roll on Steel Beam. Snorlax, you control your own fate. If you get crit, we're definitely losing. This is really scary. I don't know if it can win. I need a crit or something. Just Steel Beams every time. Gotta protect. I should have yawned. Do I die here? No, never. But I'll die next turn, so I think it's a yawn right now. If I get crit, I get crit. Okay. I think I should have maybe yawned last turn, but that's fine. It's gonna go to sleep. Switching there would have been really bad, but... Okay, goes to a random move, because I'm dead to anything. I don't know if I should have yawned a turn before. It's close. Takes a turn of sleep. Okay. Don't wake up. I'm so lucky. Snorlax clutched up. I guess yawn was the right move. I think I should have... I don't know if I should yawn immediately or Earthquake and then yawn. It's pretty close. I think I should have always Earthquake and then yawn instead of going for double Earthquake. But, yeah, maybe that was a small misplay. We go here for this one. I can never stay in. Oh, that's best case. That does so much. I might want to Encore it into that move. So now it's either Shift Gear or... because I went for Aura Sphere specifically, I think I want to Encore into that move. That's really good. So I can Encore into Sludge Bomb. I can Encore into Disable. If I Sludge Bomb now, I can switch to Flash Cannon. That's just Encore. I think this is fine. There are a couple different ways they could have played this, but this should always win. I could disable, but I'm not going to. Yeah, and that's, you know, pretty tolerable damage, especially with leftovers. We're Corrosion, so we can hit here. And I'll take all chip on this thing. Unfortunately, Salazzle is slower here. This was the biggest problem on. I wonder if it has a kill. It definitely does with Draco. Draco is worst case too. It's just gotta be like this sometimes. We go here. I think I see the line. Should always be Draco. As long as we don't get crit, we should be chilling. Okay. Special attack drop. Some life orb chip. The Volt Switch chip and the Sledge Bomb chip earlier from Salazzle is actually going to prove relevant here. We're not going to get to show off our Miracle tech, which is actually kind of sad, but... Or Choice Scarf, so we're faster. Okay, there's a threat removed. This might be Magearna anyway, honestly. Yeah. Shift gear, okay. So this is just a free leftovers turn. I think I just gotta go for this. Okay. I was thinking about disabling, but I was worried that it would disable exactly that move. So the reason we can hit a Steel type here is because of Corrosion, which gave us more slots to teach support moves to Salazzle. Okay, this can never kill me. Yep. Now it's just Roaring Moon back. Get some leftovers recovery. Ooh, shiny. Booster energy, yup. I've got one Mon that hasn't made an appearance yet. It's Tauros, which makes sense. As long as we get through these 2 turns, we always win. There's an Earthquake that's honestly better than Dragon Dance. No crit. I think we've got it. I don't know if I'm dead at crit, but there's probably not, and there's no point in calcing either, because I'm always just clicking close combat no matter what. Yeah, should be good here. Clean. Snorlax versus Duraludon was definitely the scariest part. I think we played that pretty well, though. We were going to have to take some risks somewhere. It is sad that we didn't get to show off the Miracoat, but it's okay.